What's up, everybody? Time for another, not a video game drama video, but a fragrance drama video. Wasn't expecting this. If you like the videos, like, subscribe, comment, share, support the channel if you want. Appreciate it. Thanks. And I guess the deeper topic or theme of this video might be, it's hard to have any kind of credibility, apparently, to have any sort of moral high ground, to do the right thing. It's hard to be a good person, apparently. So I recently made that video and I took a little bit of a jab at Jeremy, which he totally deserves. I mean, the guy made fake videos, fake Patreon. He scammed people out of money. I mean, you can look it up. It's not a secret, although apparently people are trying to make it a secret, right? And it's just crazy to me that a guy that has done so much evil is now constantly talking about Jesus. And this is, I'm not religious myself, but to hear a guy that scams so many people out of thousands and thousands of dollars and has never had to be accountable, he's basically been a child about the thing, right? I mean, is he not a grown man? He's not a child, right? And especially, I make a big distinguish between say someone does something quotation marks wrong and someone does something wrong but maliciously. Jeremy and all the fake videos that he made, the fake Patreon to scam the community out of money, is something that is malicious, right? And I personally felt bad myself because I was one of the people that, remember, I was going out of my way to defend Jeremy when he originally started, even though I didn't have to do that, right? Even when Jeremy first started, if you recall, you can go back and look at old YouTube videos. Jeremy used to comment on basically every reviewer's YouTube but mine. Although his brother has commented on my videos, which is even stranger. But Jeremy used to comment on everybody's basically YouTube but mine for some reason. Even though I got more views than some of these people. It was a little bit suspicious, but he was getting a lot of hate. And I was like, you know what? I feel like people are just focusing on how this guy looks. And that's not cool. You shouldn't judge somebody on how he looks. And remember, even when Jeremy Fragance had all that sexual harassment stuff against him, I still defended him. And I said, don't judge this guy just based on these messages, because I know myself, I've had people try to say that I've done stuff that is not true, right? So you don't know what their relationship was before these messages or whatever. And everyone gets thirsty. Doesn't matter how good looking you are. I still defended him even during that. Right? And I felt a lot of people were just like, oh, I can't believe, he's good looking, but people like turned him down or some shit or whatever the relationship was. I don't remember what the aftermath of that was, but the fact is a lot of people hated him for stuff that they couldn't say for sure. But people seemingly don't want to hold him accountable for actual malicious shit of stealing money. He grew his channel when he was already the most popular fragrance person at the time. He had like 100,000 or 200,000 people. And then he was making fake videos saying he had to sell everything because he didn't have money for fragrances, all this kind of bullshit. He made some videos where he was selling all the fragrances. They weren't in the back. Had to put up a Patreon. I had to sell all my clothes, all this other kind of bullshit he was blabbering about. Right? And then guess what? However long it was later, I don't remember the exact time frame, right? The back of his fragrance videos, that all his fragrances he supposedly sold, they were back. All the clothes that he supposedly had to sell, they were back. And guess what? He showed up with a Ferrari. And he got more popular despite doing this. Now, you'll see some comments or whatever that, people are calling him out. And the funny thing is, there's even some videos, and a lot of these videos are deleted, but you can look at it. And he tried to address the haters, and he was making some bullshit that no one would ever say this to my face. They're just like writing it in Instagram, I'm calling you out, motherfucker. I remember that I actually got asked to go to a couple fragrance things before, and I actually feared that if I went to one of these things, I would see this motherfucker. And you sure as fuck know that I am not a bullshit kind of person. Like, I see all these other fragrance people like you're going to see in here that basically fucking suck his cock. They want a little bit of his fucking juice, because he's the biggest person. I would not want to be around Jeremy. because I don't fucking respect him for this, especially for the fact that he has not been held accountable and he's been a child about it. And he grew his channel for it, right? It shows it reflects badly on society, right? It's a bad, what is the word I'm looking for? It's a bad lesson for young people, especially when I've said before, you think about, I've had many people stop me, think that I'm Jeremy, which is crazy and I think kind of insulting. And, you know, I do get stopped when I'm traveling, and, you know, there's many stories that I've told before just in Japan. And even after I left Japan, months later, I came back, people I didn't even know, they're like, oh my God, Final Fantasy guy, you're back. Disney Prince guy, you're back, right? But sometimes people have actually thought that I'm Jeremy Fragance, and I'm like, why? Is this even a compliment, right? But some of these people that do that are like kids, like I've showed in these videos that I've recorded. And I'm like, bro, do I tell these kids that this guy that you think is so cool stole money from you, figuratively speaking? You know, I would assume they weren't actually donating to his channel at the time. But anyway, the point is, I made this video, and it was a fragrance video, right? And I just took a random jab at Jeremy, didn't say anything bad, and I got banned from Gentscents, right? Your post is removed. You can't post again till July. You're banned for a month, whatever. Hate speech or bullying? What hate speech there was bullying? Next Jeremy Rag poster out. Did you even watch the video? You're not kind and courteous. You need to be no sexual content or nudity. Jeremy's fucking is half naked and dancing in all these videos. What the fuck are you talking about? I'm naked in my video because it was like, oh hey, power of Jesus. That's all. That's what it said. I said, oh hey, power of Jesus, you know. And I made it, I was like, I can't believe this guy has gotten so fucking popular. It wasn't like a total Jeremy hate video. And even if it was, he fucking deserves it. I'm sure it's not going to hurt him. He's probably, I would assume he's probably a millionaire, right? And you know, even the funny thing is, when you actually go back and look at some of these simps for him, dude, they've actually said, oh, well, you know, on Patreon, he was only making $700 a month before that. What the fuck? He was already making what? No, I don't know if that's true or not. I'm sorry. I'm not aware of his total financial situation. But, oh, yeah, he was only making $700 a month on Patreon before that. That's not that much. Oh, he was only making $5,000 on Amazon affiliates, you know. What? Jesus Christ, $5,000 here, $700 here each a month just from that? On top of the fact that his YouTube already had 100,000 or 200,000 at the time when he got caught making all those videos. And that wasn't even his full-time job. It was just part-time. How much money does this motherfucker have to make? Are you a billionaire? You know, he's not a billionaire, so it's all Jesus. My God. Gentscents fucking banned me for this shit. Jeremy Rag post. Oh my God. Zell, I mean, I guess they said you're not banned, but you can't talk about Jeremy. And I asked about this. What's going on? Why can't you say anything about Jeremy on the forums anymore? Because I was actually even banned from base notes before. I was actually banned from base notes when there was a thread talking about, is Jeremy gay or not? And because, you know, he made this video talking about like, God, it was so ridiculous. Talking about he is almost insinuating that he has done gay for pay. And there was all this stuff about it. And I'm like, who cares if he is gay? It's okay to be gay. I mean, you do whatever the fuck you want to do. Why aren't you guys more concerned that he made all those fake videos and he stole money from the community? It shouldn't matter if he's gay. Gay for pay, whatever. I mean, whatever, dude. I'm not gay. You know what I mean? But if he's gay on the down low, so be it. But my post talking about that you shouldn't care if a dude is gay or not, and you should focus on the actual maliciousness of what he has done, got me banned before on base note. And if I made this thread on Fragrantica, people are like, oh, who cares? All you care about is that you think Jeremy does cocaine every video. What the fuck? I've never said that Jeremy does cocaine. Oh, you're obsessed with Jeremy. You post about him all the time. Like, dude, I had not, until recently, this past year, I had not posted about Jeremy in like 2 years. There's 8 things. I've seen me mention Jeremy 8 times in 8 years. Like, his fans are fucking insane. Do you even look up the person that you are helping make money? Just, it's sad. And I guess, you know, it just shows the fragrance community is so shady, right? People shilling fragrances, getting everything for free, you know? Like, my God, dude. Oh, you can't say anything bad about Jeremy. You're automatically going to be banned. What the fuck, dude? Are you serious? Like, how it's so fucking corrupt. And I guess it's hard to be nice. it's hard to be morally accountable. You know, I guess, right? To hold people are always making excuses for someone that does something bad, right? I'm saying this as someone that I used to defend Jeremy because people used to hate him because he was good looking and they were posting stuff that was just nonsense, right? I mean, it just reflects badly on society. And an example, I haven't told this story on YouTube yet, but let's say, I'm honest to a fault kind of person. And I had gotten offered some modeling stuff recently again, but it was from a company that has been shady. And so I kind of called them out on it. And because of that, well, I didn't get the job. I lost it, even though they were contacting me to do it, right? And God knows I need the money. I mean, part of me thinks I shouldn't have done that because God knows I need some money. But it was just like, I got to call you guys out on this shady stuff before because it morally bothers me. And I've always said one of the worst things is, when I eventually die, and God, I was supposed to die so many years ago now from health stuff. Who knows when I'm eventually going to die, right? I'm still fucking sick all the time, right? But God, 2008 I was giving my will, so it's been a long time. I'm still around, right? But who knows? Certainly, I don't think you can give my doctors a lot of credit for it, right? But I always say one of the saddest things is when I think about dying, going through life or death stuff, and just the way that I have acted in my life is being nice is one of my regrets in life because it has cost me so much to hold myself to this high moral standard. Like I said, this modeling thing just recently, I could have used some money, but I'm like, I got to call you guys out on this because it bothers me, right? Fragrances. I remember when I was doing fragrances, people were like, Clayton, why don't you do the Jeremy thing? And I'm like, it's not me, right? Look at the video game community. I can't lie, right? So, and I've told before, look at I've made those videos. I regret helping all those homeless people back in the day. I should not regret doing nice things, but I think back to that and I regret that stuff, I can't look back on it and be like, at least not 100% and be like, man, I did something good. Instead, it's like stained. It's like I did good things and I suffered because of it, so. I don't know. I guess a random fragrance drama video. I did not realize that the Jeremy thing has gotten so bad. Again, I didn't even realize there was a fucking video where he coughed up a tonsil stone live on stream or some shit like that. I was never under the impression that he was actually that dirty, but now I'm kind of wondering. It was kind of disgusting. I've actually said before in comments when people actually say, is he on drugs? I would not be surprised if he has a health problem, actually, from the way that he looks. He's got that really bloated face. Funny, I'm talking about the TRT stuff, thinking about doing that, and I've worried if that's going to bloat me, but I've always felt when you look at his face, he kind of looks sick, but I don't think he could be, but he does not strike me as someone that knows and has known people, so to speak, that have done hardcore drugs. I guess I shouldn't say knows, I should say has known. Talked about that Matt story for many times. Matt was on a lot of fucking drugs, I found out. And Matt had a crazy look. Talked about the one guy, Andy, that Matt got hooked on drugs. There's a crazed look when people that are addicted to hardcore drugs. They get there's a look to them. Jeremy doesn't have that look to me, to be honest with you. He just looks unwell. Does that make sense? I digress. But, yeah, it just sucks that I regret doing nice things, and certainly it's cost me. I think about the video game community and, God, just how many people have profited off of me. The video game community is probably, like I said, I was thinking about it recently. The video game community has probably made hundreds of thousands of dollars off of me. Everything that I've taught them and the way that they have, expanded and grown their careers and clout in the community. It's just, I don't know. It just goes to show you, but the Jeremy thing, he coughed out a tonsil stone. I didn't even realize this. This must have happened while I was traveling, and I generally refuse to watch his videos, but, after getting stopped so many times about him, I have fallen down the rabbit hole and looked at some of his videos, and I saw, what is this Jesus nonsense? And then I recently saw this tonsil thing, and be like, he coughed up a tonsil stone live. I'm like, what is this shit? And now, because of this, I'm gonna personally, and it won't hurt them because he's a big YouTuber now. I'm gonna try to refuse to watch any Gentscents video ever again now because of this. Because this is absolutely ridiculous. But, that's one person. That's a drop of water in a pool of sand. What is that phrase? English is hard. I'm trying to speak all these different languages. I can't remember the phrase in every language. Anyway, if you like the videos, like, subscribe, comment. Share, support the channel if you want. Appreciate it. Thanks. The end.